University anthem. Please, our students, get yourself a seat. Please, no noise in this hall. President, Biochemistry, tell your students to stop making noise. Please, the national anthem. Please, may we stand as we take the anthems, please.
To the Nigerian national anthem, Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
With all our hearts, we pray and ask, God bless Anambra, God bless the shining light that we bear. We're the only ones to make her brighter, the only ones to make her better, the only ones to make Anambra shine. With our sweat and blood, every breath of our lives, we've trust in God, we will lift our homeland high. We believe in togetherness, we'll build a land of progress. Lift the spirit of Anambra, lift the spirit of Anambra, lift the spirit of Anambra, states we love.
COOU and the light of the nation. The university that is constant and built on a solid foundation. We hail and praise COOU and the light of the nation. With careful consideration of academic excellence and the serenity of sight, we hail and praise COOU and the light of the nation. The art, science, and technology is our lofty goal. We hail and praise COOU and the light of the nation.
COOU and the light of the nation. We hail and praise COOU. We hail and cherish this great institution by the east of the Niger, the seat of wisdom and the strength of the nation. We hail and praise COOU. We hail and cherish this great institution by the east of the Niger, the seat of wisdom and the strength of the nation. To God be the glory.
While we keep standing, we call on Reverend Father Henry Nadozie to lead us in the opening prayer. Please keep standing. Thank you.
God our Father, you are the source of all knowledge, the source of all wisdom. We thank you for our school, our institution. We thank you for our lecturers. We thank you for our students. We thank you for all the participants in this conference, our keynote address speaker, our paper presenters and contributors. We thank you for everyone that is gathered here today. And we pray that you continue to illumine our path in this journey of discovery and help us to translate all these knowledge we will acquire in our day-to-day life so that we will continue to build a nation, continue to build a society that will be better for subsequent generations. We ask this through Christ our Lord.
Thank you. Please, you may be seated. While we go forward, I most sincerely thank the chairman of today's occasion for being here today. Igwe Orazuluchie, you're welcome, sir. It's an honor to see you once again. I would like to welcome our indefatigable dean, the dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences. Prof, you are welcome, ma. Thank you for coming. Well, Prof, excuse me. We also recognize the presence of Engineer Dr. Wanhuo, who is here. You're welcome, sir. We also recognize Professor Chinyelo Nkiru Umako, the LOC chairperson. Prof, you're welcome, ma. We welcome the comrade director in our midst, Professor Mary Jude Ibodika, the director of General Studies Unit. You're welcome, ma. We also welcome Professor Lucy Anyebunam, the head Department of Biological Sciences. You're welcome, Prof. Welcome, Professor K.N. Ibemenuga from the Department of Biological Sciences. We welcome Dr. Chinenye Mere, head Department of Biochemistry. We welcome the head Department of Microbiology, Dr. Bright Obidima Oba, who is running around. We welcome the Associate Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Chijioke Ilechukwu. You're welcome. Welcome Dr. High Priest Dr. Wakobi NE, who is here. Dr. Obianuju Obiefune. Lolo Dr. Mediatrice Idigo from the Department of Biological Sciences, Ocheze of Aguleri Kingdom. You're welcome, ma. Welcome Dr. Eukaria Ezume from the Department of Medical Laboratory Science. We welcome other colleagues from other departments in this hall. Welcome our PG students, our undergraduate students, COOU News. We welcome the ICT technical crew. We can see you. Mr. Martins, thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask that the COOU is here. We also recognize other members of our Royal Council that are here. Yes, please, I would like to have their names. Do me well to have their names later. You're welcome, sir. We are happy to have you in our midst. We have COOU, Mr. Chairman, sir. COOU is before you. Dịka isi malụ na ọjị anara n'ubeke eziokwu na conference ka anyị bịa mana anyị ga-eme ka anyị si eme dịka ndị Igbo. So, Your Majesty, ọjị dị n'iru gị bụ ka anyị mee ife gbasara eme ọjị. So, I respectfully hand over this microphone to you as the chairman of the occasion. Yes, Onwesia directives in sir. I will follow, sir. Thank you, Your Majesty.
You're doing well. Thank you, MC. I want to extend our royal blessings and greeting to the management, staff, and students of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. Ndị Anambra ekene m unu. Ndị Igbo ekene m unu. Ndị Nigeria ekenezuo m unu. The Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, and the Chairman of the local organizing committee for this wonderful 4th International Hybrid Conference. Her Royal Majesty, Ocheza Aguleri, Ndi Ichie and the Chiefs, nke ndị Ọba, the guest speaker, the speakers, invited guests, students of this great university, ladies and gentlemen, I want to express our appreciation to each and every one of you. Within our program now, after the opening prayer, we have to break the traditional kola nut. Being that I'm a traditional ruler from Oba, our custom, tradition, and culture demands that we will break the kola nut here. The kola nut is a symbol of welcome in Igbo tradition. When you visit somebody in his house and he gives you kola nut, it means that he has welcomed you to his house. So this is a sign that the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the management and staff, and the students of this great school is welcoming all the invited guests to this August 4th International Hybrid Conference with the wonderful theme, Interdisciplinary Approaches to Biotechnology for Sustainable Development and Economic Advancement. Having received the blessings from the Reverend Father, we'll now go into the breaking of the kola nut. Ọjị ara anụbụ n'oyibo. So show them the kola nut. Yeah. Okay. One eye here. He representative of the vice chancellor. And then no one you leave never how you judge. When you leave not here. Ma nwata akwụkwọ.
Faster presidents, Onyuli. And what was Onyuli neba as our students? No, a man, sorry. Okay, Bele. Okay. Ihiala, local government area. Onyi Ihiala neba. Okay. Thank you, sir.
A representative of government not here. Anambra State government.
On the outside. Thank you, sir.
HOD's microbiology.
Just one person open up.
Yeah. Dr. Bright. Thank you, sir. Okay, he's representing all the HODs and the faculty. Faster president, where are you? Come forward. Yes, it's the Faculty of Natural Sciences Students Association. He's coming, yes. Yeah. Okay. Representing the students.
Okay. Okay. Ndị be anyị ka adụsịa nọ. Ndị Igbo si na onye wota ọjị wota ndụ. Ije anyị bịa taa na mahadum a taa bụ ije mmiri mana ọma bụ ije nkụ. Ekpele anyị na-ekpe na ọfọ anyị na-agọ bụ n'ogologo ndụ na arụ ike ka Chineke ya enye onye ọbụla nọ n'ụlọ akwụkwọ a ma ndị na-alụ ọlụ ma ndị na-agụ akwụkwọ ma ndị obodo ndị nnabata ụlọ akwụkwọ a anyị na-ekpekwa ekpele na-agọzikwa onye isi bụ gọvanọ na-achị Anambra steeti bụ ya nwa bụ visitọ tụọ ụlọ akwụkwọ a anyị na-asị na ọ ya adịla ya mma. A na-agọzikwa chairman and pro chancellor of mahadum a bụ Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. Ọ ya adịla ya mma. A na-agọzikwa vice chancellor bụ Professor Kate Omenugha, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. Ọ ya adịla ya mma. I adequately the Deputy Vice Chancellor nke University a. I adequately onye isi the Dean of the Faculty. I adeli amma. I adeli the Local Organizing Committee Chairman. Na ndị otu niile ndị kwadobe conference a. I adolu fa mma. Ndị niile akpọkufa wee bịa ma local government chairperson ma ndị otu ma ndị president general nke uli ma ndị otu niile na ụmụ akwụkwọ niile na-agụ akwụkwọ na mahadum a ọ ga-adọla unu mma unu ya agụta ife ngụ unu ji ekwe amakwa na arụkwa unu gụchachasịa nne na nna unu zụcha unu na azụkwa nne na nna unu onye na-enwere ọlụ onye enweta ọlụ n'afọ Jizọs onye na-achọ di onye enweta di n'afọ Jizọs onye na-achọ nwa onye enweta nwa n'afọ Jizọs ekpele na-ekpe n'ọfọ na-agọ bụ na unu ya come out in flying colors na school a n'afọ Jizọs aya mụ na akwụkwọ a n'ụba ụwa niile eji maka Odumegwu Ojukwu wee mara afụ ụlọ akwụkwọ a n'mba ụwa niile n'afọ Jizọs ogologo ndụ na arụ ike ọ dị mma ka a na-ayọ n'ọka Chineke ka Chineke were afọ ọma na obi ọma wee bịa tọọ ọjị a na mbụ ka anyị nwa wee taa ya n'ibe tata ndụ site na Kraịst Jizọs bụ onye nwe anyị.
His Royal Majesty ga-awala anyị ọjị ọwa ọjị anyị mala n'ọgba ọ na-eme emume dị n'ọjị ọnya ka ọ na-eme. This is Igbo tradition and custom. Tuonia Igwe. Thank you. While the traditional breaking of kola nut was going on, we welcome in our midst the Dean of the Faculty of Physical Sciences, who is here in our midst, Professor Emmanuel Onyema Ilo, the gallant Dean. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. We also welcome the head Department of Mechanical Engineering, Engineer Dr. VC Chukwu, Osofio Moji. You're welcome, sir. Special recognition of the members of our Royal Council that are here. We have Chief Samuel Ononkwo, Ichie Ifedinoba. You're welcome, sir. We have Chief E. Arinze, Ichie Eji Ebuni. You're welcome, sir. We also have Chief Chris Emelie, Ichie Akachukwu Noba. You're welcome, sir. We have Chief Honorable Oke Aniam. Aniam, that's what I have here. Sorry, sir. Akeze Oba. You're welcome, sir. And we have a member representing the Ihiala local government mayor is here in our midst. We have Chief Odumegwu Ferdinand, the chief of staff to the mayor of Ihiala local government area, representing the mayor. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Please come forward. My Dean, please may we make a space to the representative of the mayor of Ihiala local government area. Chief Odumegwu Ferdinand, the Chief of Staff to the Mayor. You are welcome, sir. Mr. Chairman, sir, His Royal Majesty, I don't know if you still have an opening remark for us. You have done, okay, you do, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, so we'll call on His Royal Majesty to give us the chairman's opening remark. Please, Tuonia Igwe Ora Chili. Ezo Boko the second. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, MC. You're doing well. I bring greeting from the Igwe and Council of Oba Kingdom to each and every one of you. This is a short opening remark that I've put together. The mayor here in the local government area, I greet you and your representative. The President General of Wuli, Progressive Union, I greet you. The Vice Chancellor of this great university, Professor Kate Omenoga, FNIPL. The host and Dean, Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Ifoma Mbacho. I greet you. The Chairman, Local Organizing Committee, Professor Chinyelu Nkiru Umeako. Her Royal Majesty, Ocheze Aguleri Ekenenge. The keynote speaker, Professor Charles Oluwaseun Adeniji. Ndị Ichie nke Ọba na ndị Chief. Ichie Ifedinọba, Ichie Akachukwu, Ichie Ejiebunu, Chief Akeze, Dr. Imawankwo, my classmate of the Mechanical Engineering Department, guest speakers, invited guests, academic staff, non-academic staff, the students of this great university, the heads of departments and other deans of faculties, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I feel honored to be invited to chair the Faculty of Natural Sciences 4th Annual International Hybrid Conference, an intellectual gathering of who is who in the academia. The natural sciences invited me, and I was surprised, and I said, why are they inviting an ordinary traditional ruler of our community to come and chair this August occasion of a conference where intellectuals are getting together to discuss the trend in the scientific world? My acceptance to chair this August gathering is to encourage the academia, scientists, researchers, and students to exchange ideas and consider seriously the very important theme of this conference: interdisciplinary approaches to biotechnology for sustainable development and economic advancement. Hybrid is derived from the Latin word hybrida, offspring of a tame soul and wild boar, child of a free man and slave, that all sessions will enable both virtual and physical participation. This is what the world is trending now. And I know that some people are watching us virtually. while majority of us are here physically present. I appreciate each and every one of you. We understand that we can use biotechnology to improve our sustainable development and economic advancement, since our conventional method of sustainable development and economic advancement have not achieved the desired result nor met our expectations. The following sub-themes for this conference have been carefully selected for researchers and scientists to intensify their research and effort in achieving practical and measurable results in this age of artificial intelligence. A, the medical and health biotechnology is already advanced. B, agricultural and food biotechnology is of special interest to me as a farmer. I want to know how I can improve my agricultural products using this biotechnology. Industrial and environmental biotechnology, genetics, genomics, and synthetic biology. Microbial and molecular biotechnology, biotechnology for sustainable development goals, bioeconomy, entrepreneurship, and innovation. And as students, you are expected to recreate and innovate new ideas as part of your project research. Ethics, policy, and regulatory science, computational and data-driven biotechnology, emerging frontiers in biotechnology. I will appreciate that the outcome of the researches on the agricultural and food biotechnology be made public for the generality of the people, as self-sufficiency in food production is a means of ensuring that there is security, peace, and progress of our nation and many nations in Africa. As a farmer, the benefit of the research outcome on agricultural and food biotechnology cannot be overemphasized. I encourage everyone attending this conference to take advantage of the experience and detailed presentation of the keynote speaker, professors, guest speakers, faculty members, technical sessions, participants, etc., to add value to our immediate environment and society at large. I wish everyone a successful 2026 Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Faculty of Natural Sciences 4th Annual International Hybrid Conference. I hereby, as the chairman of this conference, declare this conference open to the glory of God. The organization of this conference is excellent. I really want to appreciate the organizing committee for a wonderful job. To get this number of students to attend and pay attention is not an easy job. I want to support the local organizing committee of the natural sciences with a sum of 1 million naira. So, I want to thank all of you. I want to appreciate you. And like I say, I want you to pay attention to the wonderful sub-themes, topics that are going to be discussed during these 2 days of this conference. We are here to support you. May the good Lord bless each and every one of you in Jesus' name.
Igwe Orachirili. You are welcome. Thank you, sir. What an address. While the opening remark from Mr. Chairman was going on, Our Vice Chancellor entered the hall. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to welcome our Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Uli Affairs and Development, Professor Sylvia Ifeyinwa Okonkwo. Prof, you're welcome, ma. Thank you for coming. Mr. Chairman, I do not know what else to say, but I want to sincerely thank you for your power-packed opening remarks. It's quite an honor to listen to you, an experienced engineer with over 27 years in the oil and gas. Thank you so much for that generous donation. We sincerely appreciate you, sir. I would like to call on the LOC chairperson to briefly, because His Royal Majesty will be leaving in few minutes, but we would want the addresses to be rendered now. LOC chairperson, please, Professor Chinyelu Nkiru Umako. Please, a round of applause for our chairperson. Prof is a professor of microbiology from the microbiology department. Ada Oba Bonkwem. You're welcome, Prof. Thank you for job well done.
I am overwhelmed with joy. I am happy, especially that the Igwe Zokpoko 2 of Oba is here. I am proud to be an Odoba. Adoba. Thank you. My Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor and Head of Campus, Uli, the distinguished Chairman of the occasion, His Royal Majesty, Igwe Engineer Chinedum Emelobe, the Ezokpoko 2 of Oba, principal officers of the university, the Dean, Faculty of Natural Sciences, my indefatigable Dean, esteemed keynote speakers, our guest speakers, invited guests, professors, scholars, researchers, and our esteemed students, colleagues, ladies, and gentlemen. It is with profound joy, deep humility, and a great sense of honor that I stand before you today to welcome you all to the 4th International Conference of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, Uli Campus. On behalf of the local organizing committee, I warmly welcome our distinguished guests who are here, those joining us virtually across the globe, and those who are here. Your presence, whether physically or digitally, adds immense value to this gathering and reflects the global relevance of our shared mission. Permit me at this point to especially acknowledge the presence of our visionary Vice Chancellor, whose unwavering support for academic excellence and research innovation continues to reposition the university as a hub of intellectual advancement. We are deeply grateful. I respectfully and joyfully welcome His Royal Majesty, Igwe Engineer Chinedum Emelobe, Ezokpoko II of Oba. Igwe Ezokpoko, thank you very much for your gift, for your kind gift, for educating us, for everything that you have done, especially for encouraging the students. Thank you, my Igwe. He is a royal father, a symbol of cultural pride, and a distinguished supporter of education and community development. Your Majesty, sir, your presence today dignifies this occasion beyond measure. This conference, now in its 4th edition, stands as a testament to our collective commitment to advancing knowledge, fostering collaboration, and addressing real-world challenges through the theme, Interdisciplinary Approaches to Biotechnology for Sustainable Development and Economic Advancement. Is both timely and forward-looking. We are gathered here at a critical point in human history, where intersection of science, technology, and society is shaping the future at an unprecedented pace. Biotechnology in particular holds immense promise for improving healthcare, enhancing food security, addressing environmental challenges, and driving economic growth. However, the complexity of challenges demands is not isolated, but interdisciplinary collaboration, bringing together microbiologists, biochemists, environmental scientists, data scientists, policymakers to work as one. This conference, therefore, is not just a meeting of minds, it is a convergence of solutions. As academics, we generate knowledge. We conduct research, publish papers, contribute to global discourse, but increasingly, society is asking us a very important question. This is where university consultancy comes in. It becomes not just relevant, but indispensable. It is the bridge between theory and practice, laboratory discoveries and industry application, academic knowledge and societal impact. The university is not moving from being a center of knowledge, is now moving from being a center of knowledge to a driver of development. Here, we are committed to translating research outputs into practical solutions, providing expert advisory services to governments, industries, and communities, supporting innovation, entrepreneurship, technology transfer, and creating opportunities for staff and students to engage in real-world challenges. In the context of this conference, biotechnology must not remain confined to publication alone. It must improve agricultural productivity. We heard when the Igwe talked about agriculture and collaboration, strengthening healthcare system, supporting environmental sustainability, driving economic advancements to our communities, and providing the vehicle for that transformation. I therefore encourage all participants, as you present your papers and share your findings, begin to ask, can this be commercialized? Can this inform policy? Can this solve a local or national problem? Because the future of academia lies not only in knowledge generation, but in knowledge application. The hybrid nature of this conference reflects the evolving landscape of knowledge sharing. We are no longer limited by geography. Ideas now travel faster than ever. In fact, we are in the era where a researcher in Nigeria can collaborate in real time with a colleague in Canada. A student in Uli can have lectures from leading global institutions, and innovations can move from laboratory to society with remarkable speed. This is the future. We are part of it. Let us not forget that we are University of the now and of the future. Permit me to lighten this atmosphere briefly. As scientists, remember, we are often very serious people, always thinking, analyzing, calculating. But I must confess, organizing this conference has taught me something very important. Science may have explained everything, but it did not explain why deadlines behave like microorganisms. They multiply. The microbiologists amongst us, you know how these microorganisms multiply. Deadlines multiply like that. So as I said, they multiply. The closer you get to them, the closer you get to the deadline, the closer it begins to multiply. And yet, despite those multiplying deadlines, we are here today, successful, organized, and ready to engage. That in itself is a scientific achievement. At the end of this conference, over the next 2 days, we anticipate insightful keynotes and plenary sessions, robust academic discussions, innovative research presentations, and networking collaborations. In conclusion, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today we are not just participants in a conference. We are partners in progress, architects of innovation, and custodians of the future. Once again, I welcome you all to this great gathering of minds. I wish you a productive, engaging, and memorable conference. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Please, a better round of applause for our LOC chair. Thank you, Prof. Please, my Dean, I would want you to use just 1 minute because Professor Ashok Pandey from India in France is online waiting to deliver his lecture. So I don't know if you would do justice to your address, Ma, at least for 1 minute while we take on Professor Pandey. Prof, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. The Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor IAC Mbacho. A round of applause for our Dean, please. Thank you.
Good morning, my royal father, Your Majesty, the King of Kings. I dare to call you King of Kings. You are glorious. Welcome, sir. You're welcome. I thank you, my esteemed guests, erudite scholars, and fantastic students. Thank you. Thank you for all you all gathered here this morning to grace our occasion. May it be well with you all. And I don't want, I want to stand on existing protocol because of time has elapsed. Somebody is already coming from France to do his address. So I just want to tell you that it is necessary to have conferences because needs arise in the land. And the only way to address those needs is from the report of researchers. So we are gathered here today, researchers, scholars, to present answers to the, various problems that are in existence. From agriculture, as His Majesty pointed out that he's interested in it, that's his area of study. So to environmental, to medicine, to even economics. Our conference is a hybrid conference, meaning that it is a synergy between all of these areas of study. So we are gathered here to produce answers to the needs on the land. And you are all welcome. On this note, I call the conference opened. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our indefatigable dean, a paragon of beauty, a professor of environmental microbiology, Professor IAC Mbachu. Madam Vice Chancellor Ma, I don't know if you would still give your address, but we have Professor Ashok Pandey from France who is standing by to give his address. 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome our Madam Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Uli Campus and Development, Professor Sylvia Ifeyinwa Okonkwo. Madam Vice Chancellor Ma, as she gives the Vice Chancellor's address. You're welcome, Ma. Professor Okonkwo is a professor of chemistry in our dear university. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you very much. His Royal Majesty, Eze Okpokotu of Oba, the professors of this great citadel of learning, the Igwe Council, the lecturers, the keynote speakers, and our guests, of the great Nigerian students, of the great Nigerian students. Thank you very much. It is because of you we are here. Without you, there will be no Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. Is it not true? Yeah. So, with great honor and profound respect, that we warmly welcome you to this prestigious conference organized by Natural Science of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. So on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of this university, the 5th substantive Vice Chancellor of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, the Vice Chancellor of the 3 V's, the value, viability, and visibility, the first female Vice Chancellor of Anambra State has ever produced, and the management staff, the council, and the students, I sincerely welcome and appreciate the presence of everyone in this hall. You are highly welcome. I want to remind us that in this important academic gathering, we are going to learn a lot. I want everybody, both the students, the staff, to listen. Because our conferences now in this university is not just going to be the papers or research that ends in shelf. But we are talking about now the research that will give us wealth, which the Igwe himself is talking about, and also the visitor, the Soludo. But we remember that Soludo promised 100 million to all researchers who are going to bring their what? Their paperwork to wealth. So I believe by the end of this conference, and by the time we finish our academic discussion, most of the papers presented and then the brainstorming will all come to be produced. And it will not be something that we end in shell, but it's going to end with products that will give us wealth in this country. So I want to welcome each and every one of us in a special way, the Igwe Ezokpoko 2 of Oba. I know that by the time we finish everything, we are all going to go in peace and enjoy. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I declare this conference officially open. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chancellor. Thank you for that beautiful address. I don't know, do we still have Professor Pandey? Yes, okay. Professor Pandey will be communicating to us from France, and he has just a few minutes. A brief citation of Professor Ashok Pandey. Professor Ashok Pandey is currently Executive Director, Center for Energy and Environmental Sustainability, India, Lucknow. Formerly, he was Distinguished Scientist at the Center for Innovation and Translational Research. Former Chief Scientist and Head, Center for Biofuels, CSIR, National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, Trivandrum, Research Scientist at Zentra Laboratorium Zozoka, West Germany, and Scientist, Biochemistry Division, National Sugar Institute, Kanpur, India. He is HTBS National Innovation Chair, Biotechnology, and has been Distinguished Professor in UPES, the Hadrum, Visiting Professor, Indian Institute of Technology, Rocky, and Distinguished Adjunct Professor, SIMST, Chennai. His major research and technological development interests are industrial and environmental biotechnology and energy biosciences, focusing on sustainability and circular economy. Professor Pandey is and has been UNESCO professor and adjunct and visiting professor and scientist in universities in France, Germany, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Canada, China, South Korea, South Africa, Malaysia, Thailand, Switzerland, USA, the UK, etc. A round of applause for Professor Pandey. Professor Pandey is a recipient of many national and international awards and honors, which include Distinguished Fellow of the Biotech Research Society, India, BRSI, Fellow of several national and international academies, including International Society for Energy and Sustainable Development, World Society for Sustainable Energy Technologies, National Academy of Science, India, and Academician of European Academy of Sciences and Arts. Professor Pandey has been conferred with Lifetime Achievement Award by several societies and academies, including the BRSI, and several other national and international awards. Professor Pandey is founder of the Biotech Research Society India, BRSI, and International Bioprocessing Association, IBA. With a rounding applause, it is my honor and privilege to welcome our guest speaker for today, Professor Ashok Pandey. A beautiful round of applause for Professor Pandey. Thank you. Prof, are you still here with us? You can go on now, Prof. We are listening. Okay, please let's exercise a bit of patience as Professor Pandey comes online, please. You know, 2023 general elections taught us one communication jargon, network glitches. So network glitch is not just about the election conducted by INEC. We can have technical glitches. So I think this is one of such technical glitches. So bear with us. Huh? Bear with us. While we are waiting for Professor Pandey, Professor Ifemeje, please, I would like Professor Charles Oluwaseun Adetunji to get ready. I think we have Professor Pandey now. Prof, can you hear us, sir? Our keynote speaker is also standing by, Professor Charles Adetunji, the newly appointed Vice Chancellor. Okay, I think we have Prof now. Prof, can you hear us? Okay, Prof said he can hear us, but we cannot hear Prof. ICT crew, can we hear Prof? Okay. We have Prof now live. Prof, please, can you hear us? Kindly signal. Okay, okay. Prof said he can hear us. Please on your mic so that we can hear Professor Pandey. Increase the volume, please. Okay. Professor Pande, please, can you unmute your microphone? If you can hear me, sir, please unmute your microphone. We believe that your microphone is okay. Please kindly unmute it. You can say a word now.
Hello.
DJ, please give us a little light music while we sort this thing out. It's really delaying this moment.
Upright Studios, Zaga Vibes.
Siwa, 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 siwa.
All right, while we wait for this, we will call on our students. We have a performance group from the faculty. The students that are supposed to entertain us, are you here? Please come forward. The entertainment group of the faculty. Let's lighten up the atmosphere. village people. Okay, while we're waiting for, please work on this. This is serious. Lolo, Dr. Miditris, please get ready to read the citation of His Royal Majesty, Engineer Augustine Melobe Ezokboko II. Lolo, please. I think come forward for the citation of His Royal Majesty. The student group, are they ready? Okay. Madam Vice Chancellor Ma, we would like to present an award, a prestigious award to His Royal Majesty, Engineer Augustine Chinedu Emelobe, the Ezokboko II of Oba. So we call on Lolo Dr. Midretris Idigo of the Department of Biological Sciences to read a brief profile of His Royal Majesty. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Kate Azuka Omenuha, FNIPL, ably represented by the DVC, Uli Campus, Professor Sylvia Ifeinwa Okonkwo, distinguished professors, respected scholars, the Obarel Cabinet chiefs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today I consider this assignment to read the citation of His Royal Majesty Igwe Augustine Chinedum Emeloba, the Ezokboko II of Oba, as both as an academic privilege and a royal honor. Interestingly, just a few days ago, His Royal Majesty paid a courtesy visit to my husband, the Igwe of Aguleri. And little did I know that today, I will soon have another opportunity of presenting his biography of this distinguished traditional ruler before the great Faculty of Natural Sciences. Indeed, royalty and scholarship have met beautifully today. Please permit me to present the biography of a visionary leader, an accomplished royal father, and a distinguished son of the soil. His Royal Majesty, Engineer Augustine Chinedum Emeloba, KSC, GON, Eze Okpoko II of Oba, Idemili local government area of Anambra State, was installed on the 20th of March, 2025 in Oba after winning the Igweship election twice. He received the Anambra State Government Certificate of Recognition. He received the Anambra State Government Certificate of Recognition as the traditional ruler of Oba on June 25, 2025. He succeeded His Royal Majesty, Igwe PC Ezenwa Ezokpoko I of Oba, who reigned for 42 years and joined his ancestors in 2018. His Royal Majesty, Igwe Emeloba, celebrated his maiden ofala and the coronation on the 9th of January 2026. It may interest you to know I was there and it was a beautiful ofala. Igwe is the chairman of the Oba Microfinance Bank of Nigeria Limited, as well as the chairman of Northbridge Energy Limited, Northbridge Integrated Farms Limited, Stantec Property and Investment Limited, and Henzeb Construction Limited. His Royal Majesty is a 1986 first-class chemical engineering graduate of the University of Benin, Benin City. You can do better. Yeah, he attended the community primary school, Umuobuoka, from where he proceeded to Agolo Boys Secondary School, Agolo. He took the West African School examination in 1979 with the Division 1 and worked briefly with the United Bank of Africa Limited, Maiduguri, from 1979 to 1981. He gained admission into the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, to study physics in 1981, but transferred to the University of Benin in 1982 to study chemical engineering. Upon graduating from the University of Benin in 1986, Igwe Emeloba completed his NYSC in 1987. He served with the National Fertilizer Company, AFCON, in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, and continued working with AFCON until 1990. In 1990, Igwe Augustine Emeloba joined the Chevron Nigeria Limited in Lagos as a design and construction engineer. He was immediately sent to the University of America, to the United States of America in 1991 on a cross-posting assignment with his wife. He returned to Nigeria in 1993 and led several projects in Chevron. He rose from the ranks to become a lead engineer, staff facility engineer, onshore operations superintendent, construction superintendent, and terminal operations. Igwe later became the first Black man to be appointed the general manager. Please, can we put our hands together for Igwe? Yes. Facility engineering and capital projects from 2011 to 2015, from where he voluntarily retired in 2015 to start the Northbridge Engineer Energy Limited. Northbridge Energy Limited is into oil and gas distribution, as well as upstream exploration and production. Igwe Emelobe attended several professional courses during his oil and gas industry career, including the Management Development Program at the South Methodist University in Dallas, USA. Igwe Omeloba is a current registered engineer and a certified member of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria. He is also a Knight of the Anglican Communion, as well as a member of the Gideon of the Niger. He is married, and the marriage is blessed with 6 beautiful children. Igwe Augustine Emelobe, the ex-Okoko II of Oba, is focused on security, peace, and stability as the development of Oba. He is a transformational Igwe, having created more than 35 Oba development committees in conjunction with the President General of Oba Patriotic Union. The most important committees are the Oba Security, Oba Finance, and Management, among others. His Royal Majesty is a lover of the tradition, culture, and customs of our people and has dedicated his life to the sustenance of our custom and transformation of our society to meet or exceed world-class status. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that is an inspiring profile of a monarch who continues to breed traditional bridges, leadership, wisdom, and service to humanity. Please join me as we respectfully celebrate and appreciate His Royal Majesty, Igwe Augustine Chinedum Emelobe, Eze Okpoko II of Oba Kingdom. Igwe.
Please, may I call on the Vice Chancellor, ably represented by our own DVC, Uli Affairs and Development, Professor Sylvia Ifeyunwo-Okonkwo, to do the honor of presenting this award to His Royal Majesty. Madam Vice Chancellor, ma.
Okay. This is a Grand Royal Award of transformational leadership and community advancements. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Kate Azuka Omenoga, we are presenting this award to His Royal Majesty, Engineer Augustine C. Emeloba, KSC CON, Eze Okpoko II of Oba, in recognition of your remarkable stride in repositioning Oba Kingdom through innovative development plans. On this day, 13th of May, 2026, we are presenting this great award to you. Congratulations.
2 hands. That is a royal award, a grand royal award given to His Royal Majesty in recognition of his giant strides in Oba.
The Vice Chancellor, represented by the able Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Organizing Committee, Chairman, a dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, distinguished professors, the chair and the chief of our kingdom, Her Royal Majesty, that read my wonderful citation. He did a wonderful job. The representative of the mayor of the Ihiala local government area, the great students of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, great students. I salute each and every one of you, and I accept this award with all sense of humility and responsibility. I want to thank the university. I want to thank the students. I did not expect this. I didn't, because I'm just coming on board, setting my programs to demonstrate that traditional rulers are not just only there for the custom, tradition, and culture of our people, but also to lay the foundation for a transformational advancement of our societies. If you read the history of the developed world, most of them, traditional rulers, lay the foundation for their economic revolution. And what I'm trying to do in Oba, to set an example, is to show that some of us who have traveled wide, lived outside this country in different countries, have learned a lot that we can bring home and help the government to reduce youth restiveness and unemployment. During my career in Chevron, I was general manager of Chevron operations during the Niger Delta crisis. And I was charged with managing a complex operation producing more than 600,000 barrels of combined fluid. And in the thick of the Niger Delta crisis, between 2006 and 2010, one night the crisis was so hectic that I was asked by the management for San Ramon to shut down and demobilize more than 11,000 workers. And I said that the root cause of the Niger Delta crisis is simply due to unemployment and poverty. And there is no sense in demobilizing workers, because if we leave here to come back, we must have lost more than $10 billion investment. And my responsibility as general manager is to ensure protection of life and property and safeguard the operation of the company. And what I did was to demobilize non-essential workers and develop an integrated plan that translated into the Niger Delta amnesty on how to empower the youth and the communities and give them stake in the operation of the oil companies. And I can say, without being misquoted, that I, as Chevron General Manager, was the first that authorized the connection of power to the communities, all our host communities, power and water, using our own gas that we generated. And anytime they shut us down, they shut themselves down. And that started the collaboration with the communities. Up to today, I still maintain a very robust relationship with those Niger Delta people till date. So on this note, I want to say that my agenda in Oba is to empower the youth, is to create skills acquisition and empowerment as masons and carpenters, but to use technology in artificial intelligence to develop them in software engineering, develop them in computer programming, develop them in website design, and then going into chip manufacturing. Because in our local environment, we have all the ingredients to manufacture chips. And I tell you, visiting this university today is a dream come true. And I'm going to work with the university management, the arm of the university, to develop products from your researches that will help us to translate those paperwork of the excellent work, the intelligence of the professors we have in this country. Most of my development committees are chaired by professors, and I ask them to go ahead and put in your research work into practice. The Skills Acquisition and Empowerment Committee is headed by a professor, Professor Dozie Onunko. The Sanitation and Environment Committee is headed by a professor who is also a vice chancellor of the University of the Niger, Professor Amechi Bolu. My Human Capacity Development Committee is headed by a professor who incidentally is the chairman of the governing council of this university, Professor Peter Onwalo. And my aim and objective is 1,000 professors from Oba. You can see them here. We have formed the League of Professors in Oba, and I have charged them to increase their membership, that in 20 years there will be additional 1,000 professors. I am a lover of education. For this wonderful award that I will keep to remind me that my aim and objective on this throne is transformation, I will give you 1 million naira on this.
That is now 2 million. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Igwe, we salute you. This is normal. This is exceptional. Outstanding. What an honor. Yes. Right. This is the reason why I always tell our students that last, education is not a scam. No matter what you do, acquire this education. You don't know where it will lead you. Today, he is the king of Oba Kingdom with a first-class degree in chemical engineering from the University of Benin. It is not easy. So, I am honored to be here. Our next awardee will be the mayor of Ihiala local government area. And I'm calling on our vice chancellor again to do us the honor of bestowing this award on Honorable Engineer Ojukwu Ojiako, who is also a distinguished alumnus of this university. Thank you. Represented by the Chief of Staff to the Mayor of Ihiala Local Government, Chief Odumegwu Ferdinand. You're welcome, sir. Madam Vice Chancellor, ma.
Yeah, thank you very much. On behalf of our Vice Chancellor again, Professor Azuka Keto Menora, and the management staff of this great institution, we want to present this award to Honorable Engineer Anna Ojukwu Ojukwu. The award is a Legacy Builders Award for Sustainability Development. To Honorable Engineer Anna Ojukwu Ojukwu, Ogbuehi Ugochinyelu, Mayor of Ihiala Local Government Area. In recognition of your visionary and the transformational leadership in Ihiala Local Government and Environment, on this day of 13th May 2026. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Madam Vice Chancellor. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor, ably represented by DVC, Igwe Okotu of Oba. The owner of this award is not here, but he is happy with you. The great Nigerian students. So the owner of this award is supporting this program with a sum of 200,000 naira. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you, Madam Vice Chancellor. Yeah. Okay, I think Professor Pande is now back. He just have 20 minutes. That's what is allotted to him. Professor Pande, technical crew, can we have the speech from Professor Pande in France? Dr. N.A. Dubois, please be getting ready to read the citation of our keynote speaker, Professor Charles Oluwaseun Adetunji, presently the Vice Chancellor, Federal University, Oluogbo Osogbo in Osun State, formerly of Edo State University, Ozaure, the former Director of Research and Innovation, was appointed a Vice Chancellor on Friday by the University Governing Council of Federal University, Osogbo in Osun. It is our honor to have this widely celebrated scholar as our keynote speaker. Technical crew, do we have Professor Pande? Okay, Adetunji is available. So may I call on Dr. N.A. Dubois of the Department of Microbiology to please come forward to read a very brief citation of Professor Adetunji, because he's a man of many parts. We won't go here if we continue to read about Professor Adetunji. So Dr. Dubois, you will give us a brief citation of this global scientist, Dr. N.A. Dubois of the Department of Microbiology. A round of applause for Dr. Dubois. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Kate Azuka Omenua, ably represented by the Vice Chancellor Uli Campus Affairs and Development, Professor Sylvia Okonkwo. His Royal Majesty, Igwe Engineer Augustine Emelobe, Ezo Okpokotu of Oba, the Royal Cabinet, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce through this citation the keynote speaker of our today's event, Professor Charles Oluwasoyin Adetunji. Professor Charles Adetunji is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Agriculture and Development Studies, Erabuji, and previously worked as a faculty member in the microbiology department within the Faculty of Science at Edo State University, Ozaire, Edo State, Nigeria. He employs biological techniques and microbiological processes to advance sustainable development and foster agrarian revolution through quality teaching, research, and community development. Professor Charles previously held roles as the Acting Director of Intellectual Property and Technology Transfer, the Head of the Department of Microbiology, Sub-Dean of the Faculty of Science, Immediate Dean of the Faculty of Science, and is presently serving as the Chairman of the Grants Committee, as well as the Immediate Director of Research and Innovation of Edo State University. He was the first in the Department of Microbiology at the Faculty of Science, Edo State University, Ozaire, to deliver the 11th inaugural lecture titled Microbial Biosphere, the Global Impacts and Underexplored Currency. Professor Charles is a fellow of the Royal Society of Biology, UK, the Biotechnology Society of Nigeria, the Nigerian Young Academy, and the Nigerian Society of Microbiology. Additionally, he holds a visiting professorship at the Center of Biotechnology, previous Cornerstone University, Ibadan, and Trinity University, Lagos State. Professor Charles is an affiliate member of the African Academy of Science. Presently, he serves as the external examiner and assessor for numerous academic institutions globally. He was recently appointed as a visiting professor at the University of Johannesburg, South Africa, a visiting professor at the Center of Biotechnology, Federal University of Technology, Abeokuta, Ogun State, a visiting professor at National Open University of Nigeria, and as an instructor at the University of the People, California, USA. Moreover, he was recently appointed as a member of the advisory board for College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences by the management of Joseph Ayo Babalola University, Nigeria. Currently, Professor Adetunji holds the position of immediate president and chairman of the governing council of the Nigerian Bioinformatics and Genomics Network Society. Also, he was recently appointed the president of Mycotoxicology Society of Nigeria. He has received numerous scientific awards and grants from prestigious academic bodies, such as Norwegian Research Council, Norway, the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, India, the Department of Biotechnology, India, the World Academy of Science, Italy, Netherlands Fellowship Program, Netherlands, the Agency for International Development Cooperation in Israel, Royal Academy of Engineering in the UK, and the National Research Fund, TED Fund, among others. Due to his international recognition and significant contributions to knowledge and scientific impact, Professor Adetunji was recently listed in Stanford University's World Top 2% Scientific Ranking for 2023, while he was also recognized in the prestigious 2024 and 2025 career-long list of the World Top 2% Scientists, as well as the single-year most impactful list of distinguished professors globally. He has authored numerous scientific journals and conference proceedings in referred national and international journals. Notably, Professor Adetunji holds a Google Scholar of I-10 Index of 307. Additionally, he was recently ranked first among the top 500 prolific authors in Nigeria in microbiology and in other subjects between 2020 till date by Scopus in Elsevier, Netherlands. Moreover, he achieved the top ranking in two distinct fields: biological sciences and agricultural sciences. Professor Adetunji has participated in over 100 international scientific conferences and workshops, assuming various roles such as invited speaker, plenary speaker, keynote speaker, among others. Additionally, he serves as a reviewer for more than 100 scientific journals, including Nature, Communication, Earth and Environment in Nature, among others. On a global scale, Professor Adetunji has mentored numerous undergraduates, postgraduates, and postdoctoral students at both national and international universities. Professor Adetunji is esteemed as an accomplished academic, erudite scholar, and researcher par excellence, boasting an impressive academic record and enviable wealth of experience in microbiology, biotechnology, and bioinformatics. Distinguished guests, respected colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, after this powerful and thought-provoking citation, one thing is clear: our keynote speaker is not just a scholar, but a force of influence, excellence, and lasting impact. And with great enthusiasm and respect, please join me in welcoming the keynote speaker of the 4th International Hybrid Conference of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, Professor Charles Oluwaseyin Adetunji.
Professor Adetunji, are you with us, sir? Can you hear us, Prof? Please unmute yourself, Prof. You can go ahead now. Yes, unmute yourself. Okay, I think we have Prof now. Prof, can you hear us? Hello, Professor Ifemeje. If you are here, kindly call Professor Adetunji on phone.
Hello?
Okay, Prof, we can hear you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Prof, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Give me a second.
Okay, I think we have Pandi from France. Okay, Prof, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm Sheriff the.
Please, less the noise, please. Students, stop making noise.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Prof. Thank you. Please stop making noise, our dear students. Please, your noise is generating heat. Stop making noise. Okay, Prof, we can see your slide now. You can continue to share your slide. Go ahead, sir. Okay, Professor Pande, please unmute yourself. We can see your slide very clearly. Unmute yourself and go ahead.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Professor Adetunji, if we can't get Professor Pande, maybe we take Professor Adetunji if you're online. We have another guest speaker who is here seated. Okay.
Acting Director Admin.
I am directed by the chairperson of local organizing committees to call on another guest speaker since we are unable to reach or connect with Professor Pande in France. So I have Engineer Chukwuemeka Chibo Ilono, one of our guest speakers. He came in while the award presentation was going on. Engineer, you're welcome, sir. Please, may I crave your indulgence to ask that you stand while I read your brief citation here before you commence. Thank you, sir. I have a brief profile of Engineer Chukwuemeka Chibo Iluno, fellow Nigerian Society for Engineer, fellow Nigerian Institute of Mechanical Engineering. Chooks is a professional mechanical engineer with experience of 40 years in the oil and gas sector of the economy. His vast working experience cut across refining, plastics processing, upstream production, manufacturing, engineering and asset management, construction and project management, corporate compliance, fuels terminal operations, and general management. He obtained his education from Nigeria's foremost and cradle of higher learning, Yaba College of Technology, HND in Mechanical Engineering. He equally obtained bachelor's in engineering in design and manufacturing from the University of Portsmouth, England, the UK. Master of Science degree in transport studies with specialization in pipeline design and transportation from Ogun State University, and MBA in general management from the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University. Over the years, from 1987 to 2017, he worked with Texaco Nigerian PLC in various roles, including production supervisor, chief engineer, and national project engineer. Chevron Oil Nigerian PLC in various roles, including national terminal and logistics manager, area asset manager, and compliance coordinator for West Africa. Folawiyo Energy Limited in different capacities, ranging from depot manager to chief technical manager. He retired from paid employment in December of 2017, and since then has been active in his own business. He founded and is the managing director and chief executive officer of the following companies: Chuno Nigerian Limited, Ibeze Petrochemical Company Limited, Chairman, Board of Governors, Kingfield College, Board Member, Ignite Global Solar Solution, IGSS, Board Member, Fort Johnson Teraworks Limited, Board Member, Belone Carbon Energy Limited. A round of applause for Engineer Iluno. He is professionally registered with the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COOU, a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, FNSE, a fellow of the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers, FNIM, MECEngine, and a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Engineering, FA-Engine. Oil and gas industry position: Engineer Iluno has been chairman, technical committee of NMPC and joint marketers project on quay and jetty construction of POB, NOJ, and PWA. Chairman, technical committee, joint petroleum marketers product on marketers manifold, loading, offloading, and firefighting protections. Chairman, neighborhood, environmental, and safety for Apapa Joint Petroleum Terminals. Chairman, mobile storage of petroleum products. Board member, NIM MECEngine Board of Fellows. Board members, NIM MECEngine Training Academy. Chairman, awards and endowments, NIM MECEngine. Member, NI Make Engine Transformation Initiative. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to welcome to this occasion to present his paper a distinguished engineer, Engineer Chukwuemeka Ilono. You're welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, the MC. Actually, when I look at the program, I almost quaked because I saw amongst the 5 people that will give that are guest speakers, I am the only person that is not a professor. So, so it makes me have a sort of feeling that this actually being an academic environment, professors are supposed to be listened to. But that be as it may, we have to do our best. So I'm quite sure that the protocols have been duly read, and it's just for me to commence my presentation. So I must also greet Professor Kate Omenwa, the VC, who I learned that is not present here, unavoidably, and Prof. Ifi Silva Okonkwo, my own dear Ifi, the Deputy Vice Chancellor. I must also recognize and doff my cap for my Igwe Ezobokotu of Oba, Igwe Augustine Chinedum Emelobe, Igwe. So that being said, I'm quite sure every other person will try to align with the protocols, the brief protocols. So today I am okay. So that being said, I just need to quickly do this presentation. The presentation is based on converting research outputs to economic values, which is what we expect that a university should be doing, making money while teaching students. My citation has just been said, so I will skip that. Okay, so the journey from research to work creation it starts with your dreams. Every person has a dream. Even the person you call an imbecile has a dream. God has endowed on us dreams that we should use in actually exercising ourselves in the world. So, but what does it take? What is the dream? The dream must have the knowledge of the subject. The dreamer must have the knowledge of the subject matter. So it must be the person who has dreamed the dream that is going to run it to conclusion. He must be able to transform his knowledge, his or her knowledge, to academic findings in case he wants to do some research on it, and develop prototypes and publish their findings. The cross of it is patenting, because that's where the money is actually. So how do we go ahead to patent our works? So we must seek marketability and revenue plus wealth creation. So the shocking reasons for not achieving your dreams, like I have said and established, every person created by God has a dream. It's not the case of random eye movement, and you go to bed and start to dream. No. There is something God has put in you that you should do on earth. So how do you now harness those things and make them reality? Several people have done that. Several people are also not doing that. So the reason for not achieving our dreams are numerous, but I have just highlighted only 10 that we need to look at today. The first is procrastination. We found out that people are not achieving their dreams because they go ahead and continue to procrastinate. I will do it today, I will do it tomorrow, and before you know it, the day has come and gone, and that person becomes an old person and may not be able to achieve his life ambition. The next is lack of finance. Somebody will say, oh, I don't have money. Because I don't have money, I won't be able to carry out my dream. That one a lie. You can achieve your dream very, very well with no money in your pocket. And we can look at it, how we can do that later on. Lack of clarity. Sometimes you may not know actually what your dreams are, or interpret it properly. And that is part of it. Another one is confusion. Sometimes people are confused. They don't know what their priorities are. And because of that, they don't achieve their dreams. Distraction is one of them. Fear of failure, lack of willpower, chasing wrong priorities. That is a big one. There are priorities in a day. A day is just 24 hours. Before you can spell your name, 24 hours is gone, especially when you are busy. At this stage of the young children, they pray that 24 hours will come and pass. But I tell you, when you get into examination, you find out that the 3 hours you are given is just like 3 minutes. The same thing with us. When you grow older and you have a lot of things on your hand, you find out that 24 hours is more. And I tell you, before you know it, you count 1 year, 2 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and they will start calling you an old man. They are ready to go. So chasing the wrong priorities is part of it. Personal problems, yes, part of it. And developing tangible plans is also part of it. So, okay. So let's just quickly go to the next slide. A man called Alex Merritt. The next slide. It says a man called Merritt Alexis. He says to make your dream come true, you must have the ability to plan, you must have the ability to execute those plans, and you must have the ability to achieve. So, and you find out that what makes a dream is what is in your mind. Like I said, it is not the dream of random eye movement. Although we are told that Pharaoh of Egypt sometimes dreamt. But I think it was a real dream rather than the random eye movement when you do while asleep. So with that, he was able to develop the plans. So to develop your plans, you have these three aspects of life. Your vision, you must know what you want to do. Your mission, must know how to go about it. And your strategic intent is how to achieve whatever you have come out to do. So, the next slide. Coming to dreams. The man called Dr. Miles Monroe has said it, that the graveyard is the richest place on land or earth. the graveyard is often referred to as the place where unused dreams, untapped ideas, postulations, potentialities, thoughts, and imaginations are buried. And that is true to rats. We are all going to confess to rats. I am quite sure that especially the fairly well advanced people here will tell you they have had not less than 10, 20 dreams, but maybe have achieved one or two, and the rest will go with us into the graveyard. And is corroborated by Henry Todd and Les Brown, who talked about empty, die empty, and taking your dreams to the grave, respectively. So to take away, we must tangibilize our thoughts before we kick the buckets. So next slide. Developing an approach in addressing critical gaps to achievement of results. How does that happen? It happens with your dream. So the dream has to be divided into two, the knowledge base and skill base. In all of these two items, skill and knowledge, you have to find a way to be a global competitor and win the race. We must also understand that winning the race doesn't really mean making money. It is not only money, the quantum of money that you make that makes you happy and fulfilled in life. So let's look at these two cases of turning research outputs to economic values. I've carefully selected two aspects of it. One is research publications, which I am quite sure that all the dons, all the professors, doctors, lecturers here have done one or the other. Even us, before we graduated, we did some research, we wrote our projects. Even as you are growing in the industry, you have to do research, you have to work, you have to turn academic activities into real life activities. And that is what they call the profession. In engineering, you must do that. So there is research publication and there is patent. I think the next slide, please. We're on the next slide. So the aim of research publication is just knowledge dissemination and propagation of findings. It gives a lot of money if you know how to do it. It makes you very, very rich if you know how to handle it. We shall soon see as we go on. Then the other one is patent. The aim of patenting your job is for intellectual property ownership and protection. You own it. So you want to protect it and make as much money as you can from it. That is by commercializing it. So you find out that the claims must be filled by yourself. It must also be felt, submitted, documented, and felt, that is at the ownership end. Whereas publication, we also need, to undergo some peer group review, and at the end, there will be mainly for academic achievement. Let's look at some inventions in terms of research and some also in terms of patents. Magnetism. I will talk about magnetism later on. Okay? Then electricity, static electricity. If you work in the oil industry, you understand what static electricity is and the danger that portends. It is not the normal electricity we're seeing, but the static electricity that is very dangerous and can cause havoc. Now, we can talk with telephone. We see it is easy. But somebody in 1876, Graham Bells invented that. Even the television and plastic and polymerization, in 1907, as recent as it is, was invented, and everything now is plastic. In fact, one of the great musicians in his great memories, Jim Cliff, sang a song about the plastic world, a synthetic world. Now, penicillin is one of the greatest antibiotic inventions, and that has saved a lot of lives. I am quite sure without penicillin, maybe the number of people here may not be more than 10. But as much as that, penicillin, invented in 1928, was invented by Alex Fleming, and it was used, and it's okay. Now, the patents, you see that even vaccine by Edward Jenner in 796 has become very, very important in life. For instance, when we are growing up in the mid-60s, a lot of people died of measles. So we took vaccine. So any person that was born around that time, if you look at the left arm, there is a big at the left arm. That's showing that he took the vaccine to stop that massive killing. Of course, during coronavirus, I also took a shot, So if you look at some inventions in biotech, hello? So I'm sure there are a lot of people studying microbiology in this hall. I have just collected about 10 inventions in microbiology. In 2026, this year, there are hundreds of it, but I've just taken only 10. The one that will excite you most is number 2. Number 2 is genetic treatment to permanently reduce LDL cholesterol by targeting the liver. Cholesterol, low density cholesterol, is one of the highest killer, and you won't know it. The brain, the nerves to the brain may rupture, and you find the person having a stroke or even dead. So it is very important. I am interested that this works out very well. There are a lot of them, and that is done by microbiologists. In 26, we are just only 4 months or 5 months into the year. That means by the end of the year, there will be far, far, far much more inventions in microbiology alone all over the world. So we need to add ours to the kitty. This is so poor. So, but we ask the question. Can there be a perpetual motion machine of the first kind? I remember that. Okay, thank you. I remember that it is impossible in thermodynamics in those days as we grew up in universities. But is it possible actually? Scientists is proving that theory wrong, that the first law of thermodynamics may not actually exist in its entirety. Take, for instance, I know that civil engineers are working hard to build a house from the roof down to the base. They have not fully achieved it, but they are working hard. I also know that mechanical engineers, which I am a member of and have participated in very fully, that we have started building vertical tanks from the roof down to the bottom plate. So that postulation, in fact, that law, first law of thermodynamics, may be a thing that will be challenged. Take, for instance, I know that electric vehicles, EV vehicles, have air conditioners. Now, do you cool the car, that is the air conditioner? Does the air conditioner cool the interior of the car? Yes. How do you get the energy? So the energy is gotten from the wind while the vehicle is moving. The wind propels the rotors or turbines, and that is proving that first law of thermodynamics wrong, because the vehicle that is in motion is moving with all its energy and creating energy, or rather converting some energy from one form to the other. So the sum total of the energy that is created may not actually be a total of the energy that is converted by maybe chemical form or electrical form, but the most important thing is that it is creating some energy based on the fact that it is actually in motion. If the vehicle is stationary, it will have to take energy from the main source, which is the battery or the engine in this case. So the question is, why invent? Why must we invent? So some school of thought say, is it commercial? Is it ego? Now, let's look at some inventors. Of course, we know them now. Alibaba, from nowhere, became one of the richest persons because he changed the way marketplace runs from open market that we see everywhere to delivery, storing and delivery. Elon Musk, which we also know now, who helped Trump to win an election, because he rolled out several millions of dollars. He now stands as the richest man in the world. It's because he dreamt, and his dream was commercial. Whatever I have dreamt as Elon Musk, I want to put it into the system and make out money out of it. What of Job Steve? Job Steve made the Apple computers. Incidentally and unfortunately, he didn't live long to enjoy his dreams. But that was Steve Jobs. Also, Bill Gates and some other people. But what these people, they don't know that we are not lecturers. When you talk a little, you need to drink water. Otherwise, you have a cracked voice. But, however, let's see how it goes. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So, take for instance, this man called Albert Einstein. If you talk about what he has invented in this world, the great-grandchildren, if he has put it into commercial activities, will not be, in fact, they will continue to be the richest, just like the Rockefellers in those days. Will continue to be the richest set of people all over. But his own was just ego. He wants to satisfy his conscience. He wants to show that he has done a lot of things for mankind before the party. One of his inventions that thrills me is a Philadelphia experiment. If you go and check it now, you will not see it at Philadelphia experiment. It has been changed because of the adverse effect. In fact, it was when Philadelphia experiment failed that hydrogen bomb was brought out and it ended the Second World War in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. But that was one of his exploits. He made it clear that whatever he was doing was not actually for himself alone. It was for mankind. Now, look at some inventions that were patented. During the Second War, there was a patent cloning of human beings. If you go to the library now, you will not see it. It has been taken out. And that it was called, if you check the boys from Brazil, you will see how Hitler cloned those 7 people. 1 is still escaping, 6 others have been killed. And talk about teleporting again, that's a Philadelphia experiment. You know, invisibility and teleporting, that's during the World War. And that is the power of invisibility that was used. If it is now, if it's done somewhere around here, people will say that man, they do juju. It's not juju. It is using the power of magnetism. If you know how to utilize it, how to contain it, then you can do every other thing. We have also known of antibiotics and the antibodies. And one other one that reached me several years ago, I think that was immediately after the war, there was crop genetics. In those days, you plant a full farm, you won't get much yield. But they brought some seedling called agric. You plant especially corn, small corn, it will give you heavy product. And we call it agric. But it's actually modified. It's the body, internal DNA has been modified. And there are several other things like that. Take for instance, coronavirus that happened just yesterday killed a lot of people. It's just that he escaped from the manufacturing cell. Otherwise, it could have been maybe a vaccine that will elongate either our lives or some other things that follow. So you can add into it, what else do you think that you can do to either commercialize your outfit or for ego, you publish for ego. So we need to skip this because it may not serve our purpose for now. So talk about magnetism. About 4,000 years ago, magnetism was actually invented by a man called Magnus, an ancient Greek. Of course, at that time, Greek was the world power, just like you have America as world power now. So it was managed or not managed properly, and based on that, the man made a lot of money. He made a lot of money out of it. And based on that, we can develop electric motors, we can develop other electrical items, and even at that, we know the effect of how God created heaven and earth. That is sun and earth, and how it has been rotating based on the fact of magnetism. So prototyping, and I will share this with you. I was in Canada with one of something written, a good book. And after presenting it, I was asked what of the prototype. I say, I have not developed it. They just laughed. And that was the end of that meeting. So everything you do for it to sell, there must be a prototype. So let's, I've just been told that my time is run out. So a man called M.K. Usman in February this year wrote a book to enumerate how patents can be achieved. Okay? He called it Complete Guide for 2026. So I have chosen only 8 out of it. Okay? So for you to process your patent, we must still understand that patents are part of our dreams. It is how you have agreed to do your patent or achieve your dreams by patenting or by publishing. So you must be able to evaluate your patentability. You must document your intentions. You must conduct a prior art research, choose the type of patent, draft the patent application, file the application, examine the responses, and grant and maintenance. So these are very, very important ones. And I'm going to skip these steps from number 1 to number 8. I'm sure the media will share the slide with you people. Okay. So one thing that is worth mentioning is, how do you do that in Nigeria? The myth is that we cannot patent our works in Nigeria. That is only in overseas we can patent it. In India, in China, in US, England, and some advanced countries. But that is not true. I've given us here 4 names. There are more of them. There are over 50. But I've given you 4 names that you can go to and commence the patenting of your work. A. Aluko and Oyebode, Aspia Solicitors, Hilton Top Solicitors, Lex Artifacts, LLP, and so many others. So you go speak to one of them, and they can help you to do your patenting. So don't say because you don't have money. In the industry, we say that there is something you can do, just make an MOU. If you draft a very good MOU, you get your job well done. We always say that 1 of 100 is better than 0 of 1 million. So if you understand that, you know that a percentage that is given to you while you are trying to patent your works, especially if you don't have money, will go a long way to make you a very rich man. Let's just quickly look at these 4 men, 4 Nigerians. Let's just look at these 4 Nigerians. One is actually AG Leventis. It's not there. AG Leventis came into Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State, at the age of 16. He had a dream. The dream was to become a conglomerate. As simple as that. The dream was just to be a conglomerate. As simple as that. And he made sure that he achieved it. Now, all of us know AG Leventis. They are into everywhere, making money. He's dead, but his people are having fun out of it. The second person is John Alamu. John Alamu may be just slightly older than you guys, yeah? He was born in 1992. I think he should be just 34, thereabout years. But he's the CEO of Capital Stage and Holdings. You know, he owns all the things. But the idea is, how do I make it work? How do I turn my room into industrialization? How? And one of the things is 3-in-1. We just open 3-in-1. Hot chocolate or coffee mixed with sugar and milk. You pour it. When he was inventing it, it looked like it would not be done. But he did it and got it. The next person is the fintech. He invested in fintech. That is Money Point. We see the Money Point everywhere. Have you seen it? Yeah. So Money Point is everywhere. Some young man developed it. He is now worth over $100 million. Now, our own, one of our own here in this university, he didn't go for money, but he went for research. His name is Professor Chidozie Nwobi Okoye. I'm sure some of us know him. Okay? Now, yeah, he's a mechanical engineer, he's a scholar, he's recognized worldwide. He has, in fact, I am a member of IMEC, you know, in England, and he has written something and gotten an award of several thousands of pounds, you know, but he plays it easy. So if you look at some other ones, you see his works. Yeah. You see his works. His works are there. You can actually browse part of it. He has done over 80 publications. He has done over 80 publications, and he is recognized, just like Professor Pan, somebody that, yes, I heard you read this citation. He is one of the 0.05% of scientists globally. 0.05, one of them globally. So his citation is here. So this is an example that we can do it. If one of us in this university is doing it and recognized worldwide, more than people in UNILAG, UNN, and this and that, it means that we can do it. So in conclusion, we say, what do you want to do with your dreams? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, engineer. That round of applause is not enough. We need a resounding applause for this wonderful presentation. Please, may I call on our Dean, Professor IAC Mbachu, to do the honor of presenting a prestigious award, Scientific Engagement, Award of Excellence in Scientific Engagement to Engineer Chukwuemeka Iluno, who has just explored practical ways of converting our research into economic values. Please go forward.
Award of Excellence in scientific engagement, presented to Engineer Chukwuemeka Iluno in recognition of his outstanding presentation as guest speaker during our 4th annual international conference on this day, 13th May 2026. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. That is a distinguished award of excellence in scientific engagement. While his address was going on, Dr. Okoye Abraham, Acting Director Admin, Anambra State Ministry of Lands and Physical Planning, entered. We want to recognize Dr. Okoye, who is representing the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Lands and Physical Planning, Mrs. Nkiru Mokwe, Esquire. You're welcome. So we call on Dr. Okoye Abraham to come and receive an award. My dean, ma, please, you have to come back. Sorry, ma. Yes. We'll give you a distinguished award to the Permanent Secretary.
Okay. Trailblazer in what?
In Public Service Award. Trailblazer in Public Service Award.
Okay, Trailblazer in Public Service Award, given to Mrs. Nkiru Mokwe Esquire in recognition of her standing qualities in public service and administration, on this day, 13th May 2026. Congratulations. Okay.
She will send message to your civil servant. We want to announce.
Yes. No, you say that. Say it.
Thank you very much. On behalf of my boss, the PAM Secretary, Mrs. Nkiru Mokwe Esquire, my able PAM Sec, we received this award and we thank the organizers. My madam sent her wishes to the organizers and said she will reach out to the organizers later. We are civil servants. We don't say these things open. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. You can package it.
Thank you so much. Mrs. Nkiru Mokwe is a distinguished public servant, a permanent secretary. We have Professor Adetunji standing by, my LOC chair. Professor Ifemeje, you said Professor Adetunji is standing by. Okay, please, may we have our rescheduling keynote speaker, please. Our keynote speaker has been waiting for a long time now. Professor Charles Adetunji, can you hear us? We are still waiting for Professor Charles Adetunji. Good afternoon, Prof. Please go ahead.
I'm very sorry. It's and this guy there was me.
Prof, we can't really hear you well. This is breaking. No one here can barely hear you. The network here is quite terrible. All you have said so far has been cutting. We find it terribly difficult to capture.
Can you hear me now?
Hello, Prof.
Yeah, better.
I think it's better now. Go ahead.
Vaccine. Yes, vaccine. When you're talking about medical and biotechnology, we have a major invention like vaccine, precision medicine, genome, stem therapy, molecular diagnosis, and very recent, we wanted to recognize in CRISPR. Please. So let's say next that is that biotechnology is one of the major tools that in terms of agriculture, the whole world has been stimulated to increase drastically. Except we key into the use of biotechnology, not because of how, not because to solve. So talking about human population, climate change, soil degradation, crop disease, water scarcity, biotechnology has a solution in terms of genetically improved crop, fertilizer, tissue culture, pest resistant plants, and a lot of other things. Economic benefits. If we are to have a drastic economic benefit, there must be increase in productivity, reduce importation, food importation, and improve farmers' income. And what can help us to achieve that is biotechnology. So Africa possesses a lot of bio-resources or bio-natural resources. The only thing that can help us is when we key into biotechnology. In terms of industry, talking about biofuel industry, plastic, and a lot of pharmaceutical industry, biotechnology is what can help us. It has a lot of economic that create jobs, manufacturing, and a lot of other. So industrial biotechnology is the key thing that can help us.
All right.
Talking about the environment, protecting our environment like pollution, waste accumulation, oil spillage. Biotechnology offer environmental friendly alternatives that can help us. Now, we are now talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. All these have a very good application in terms of drug delivery, protein structure, disease prevention, and precision medicine. So data is becoming a new laboratory of biotechnology. Now, talking about bioeconomy or entrepreneur, biotechnology is a economy driver. Any nation that is not embracing bioeconomy, not is going to now it create opportunities like biotechnology startup, pharmaceutical industry, agricultural processing, bioenergy. Any product you are doing that you cannot commercialize, it does not worth it. Many of us are doing so many projects. We just keep theses on the shelf. It is high time we translate many of these research into products. Now we need to move from laboratory to industry, from innovation to commercialization, and from economic impact. So scientific insight must not only remain in silo or in shelf. They must increase the number of centers of innovation and development with law. So ethics, policy, and regulation needs to come in place. Talking about the ethical issues like genetic management, data privacy, biosafety, and a lot of other things. They are very, very necessary. So innovation without ethics can create serious societal risks. So scientific progress must always balance ethical and social well-being. Now, what are the challenges we are now facing? Many people want to do great research. Many distinguished professors are in the house. So many things that can even make them to win a Nobel Prize. There is no funding, weak infrastructure, toxic environments, limited research facility, brain drain. Many people are now jumping into abroad because the country has nothing to offer in terms of a lot of things. So, but we now need to look at how we can use biotechnology to mingle and solve a lot of these problems. Now, poor industrial leakage is another problem. I was in South Africa and in Israel and in the US. I saw something that is working on them. Industry, university, and science, they have come together. It is high time the three of these stakeholders come together to resolve our problem. Now, consequences are slow innovation, depends on foreign technology, reduce competitiveness. So, Africa has a brilliant scientist and the biology laws. But there is little investment in biotechnology. Now, we might be black, our brain is not black, which shows that biotechnology have a role in achieving sustainable development. That's how can we maintain a process. Many of the gadgets we produce now, no job, no hope. So, for us to have a sustainable economic growth, we must embrace biotechnology. It will help us to balance a lot of other sectors and maintain them. Why does it matter? Rising population is here, climate change is here, need for green alternatives. So that is it. Now, why is bioeconomy a big thing? In America, over 600 billion is being used on pharmaceuticals as a result of biotechnology. Also, bioeconomy in terms of biology, around 250 million US dollars. So you can see biotechnology. Now, microbial economy is another thing. how we can use microbial to generate a lot of income. This has been embraced in Europe. Now, this led to discovery. A Professor Richard, said something that it is now high time every country go back to what they know how to produce best. So what does this talk? It's talking about thoughtful of comparative advantage and bio-based economy. So if it was from the era we discover oil that we left agriculture. So what do we know for? What is Nigeria known for? So it is high time we now go back to what we know how to do best. So retirement theory have helped Europe, have helped America to realize what they need to do. So I will not go into the model because of our time. Now, something happened some years ago that made me to know that bioeconomy is related. I was a visiting professor and scholar to Germany in Berlin, Humboldt University. I saw Professor Herrick, one of the most richest professors on the campus. I have to switch my lab to his lab. I don't like money, but I like what money can do. When he told me, he gave me a book of life. That's how he used biotechnology together. Now, he realized almost 7,000 euro every day. Now, when you multiply 7,000 euro every day times 365 days, that is going to be a lot of dollars. So you can see from the board, from the screen, that biotechnology has a lot of money. Now, I recently came back from Malaysia. I saw that Industrial 4 revolution really helped them. Now, talking about power generation, industrialization, automation, and smart automation. Now, it is now until when we now begin to see how bioeconomy can come in place and replace dependence on oil. That is the only way that can happen. And biotechnology have a lot of things to offer us. Now, we need to take political policies into ground. Any research we are doing and we didn't take government inclusion, it's not going to work. So I was part of the summit in Germany when we were talking about bioeconomic policy. I discovered that we might be black, our brain is not black. We have a lot of bio resources. So it is high time we now use the locally intellectual, the local knowledge in resolving our locally available problems. I was part of G20 summit. I discovered that there are a lot of challenges, and if not until when we use biotechnology, nothing is going to solve. Now people are now using biotechnology to convert plastic bottle water into t-shirts. You can see it from the screen. People are now using it to make a car. Now, we are not talking about maintenance, recycling, reuse, waste barrier, circular economy, sustainability, carbon management, and a lot of things. These are some of them. Until when innovation, sustainable environment, and circular economy is coming in with Industrial 4, nothing is going to work. So in Malaysia, why is Industrial 4 very, very important? Even around the world, because of the core, elimination waste, cost reduction, and is well adaptable. Eliminate hidden costs, and it satisfies customers. That's why we are in Malaysia. They have used Industrial 4. So I want many of us to also embrace this. It's going to help us. So circular economy is one of the key things that's going to help us. So I was also in Wagini. I discovered that there is another professor that is very rich. I have to switch my lab to his laboratory. And I discovered that he's using biotechnology. So we can see biotechnology have come to stay. When I went around, people, instead of all that, whenever they harvest maize and throw away all the chaff, they are now converting the agricultural waste into a lot of interesting particles that sorghum waste, wheat waste is now converted into particulate matter. Now, not only that, cocoa waste, cocoa pod is now being turned into packaging material they used to pack conflict. You can see it. So, I saw another man that was just harvesting grasses and turned them to forage, selling them $1,000. You can see to the help of biotechnology and fermentation is that now algae, as part of that, they are now being turned and used in generating biofuel. Now, not only that, t-shirts are now being derived from waste milk. What do we do with our own waste milk? We just throw them in. So if we want to sustain agriculture, biotechnology has a role to play. I remember some years ago, I was given an award by United Nations as one of the most distinguished professors in Africa. Now, why? Because whatever research you are doing that cannot make impact, please don't do it. Whatever research you are doing is about community pedigree. Any research you are doing that your community cannot benefit, it does not worth it. So, when I was doing my inaugural lecture, more than 31K came to Ibadan because they want to learn how I've been able to transform research and science into community. And over 10,000 people came. So, we need to based on research that will solve problem of the community. You can imagine 31 king came to come and listen to talk, who come over the world, US, France, Germany. So until when we embrace biotechnology, not supposed to talk. So I'm ready to give it. So example of innovation, I saw something in India last December when I saw Mr. Mishra, a BSc graduate, that was giving one of the most youngest entrepreneur. What is it? It's now turning waste into wealth, food into functional food, local global innovation into industry. I was so shocked when I saw this. It's highly impressive. This is Mr. Mishra. He's now in his town, Uttar Pradesh. They produce a lot of tomato. Now, he does not know what to do with the waste tomato. He's now turning waste tomato into female bag. You can see how amazing it is. Now, they are not turning tomato into shoe. You can see shoe from tomato waste using biotechnology. Not only that, people are now making bag, female bag in India from tomato waste. Now, I want you to look around. Let these lectures for you. What do you have in essence around your house, around your family, that you can turn into meaningful things? Now, not only that, there is another thing I saw from another professor. He's turning pineapple waste into a lot of interesting things. Now, you can see from pineapple waste, they are now making a lot. So, Professor Kama history say that design is not just about the product, about responsibility. So you can see now, he's now making a lot of product, and people are coming all over the world to come and see how pineapple waste is being turned into usable. They are now using it for cloth, they are using it for leather, and a lot of interesting things. So you must now use circular economy and biotechnology to reflect something and do something and convert agricultural waste, industrial waste. Now they are turning them into shoe and a lot of other products. So not only that, in US, they are now turning food waste into food products, coffee ground into biodegradable plates, spent grains into bread, snacks, banana peel into protein, seaweed into biodegradable packaging material, eggs, and a lot of other things. Fish scale is not turning into collagen in Malaysia, rice husk into panel filter in Japan, and a lot of other more. Paper waste into eco brick. I went to Addis Ababa. They are now using plastic waste in making bitumen that are used on road. So biotechnology about surface water is now used for handbag. I went there to give a lecture to KA's consortium in Illinois, where all the vice chancellor invited me to come and bring it up. They are now using pure water sachet to make a cloth, a fabric. So what are you doing with the waste in your environment using biotechnology? So because of my time, there was recent, I won a grant of almost $5 million from Norwegian Council of Science. Now, what did I do? Waste, egg waste. I've been able to turn egg waste into biogas, human bone, and work is still ongoing. So coconut water, deep work, waste, and a lot of leftover bread, plastic waste, and now turn into a lot of other. So orange peel, sorghum, and a lot of other things can be turned into useful and a lot of other products. So now, talking about genetically modified organisms, we need to do more research on how have application on pest and disease resistance, drought resistance, and a lot of other things. Like fertilizer, we need to do a lot of more investment and need smart agriculture now. Talking about biosensors. Now, I was in this way, I saw how they use biosensors to detect when it's time for irrigation and a lot of other things. Synthetic biology has come to play, nanotechnology has come to play. We need to learn. So talking about genetically modified crops is another thing. Drought resistant crop, water efficiency needs for Africa, golden rice, nitrogen fixing, herbicide resistance, biopesticide into CRISPR edited mushroom. A lot of other things. Whenever disease wants to impact fishes in aquaculture, I have some biosensors, some of my PhD are working on now that can detect and give you a signal that there is a time for pests to invade, and you're able to do a lot of other things. So, from genome editing, polymerases, engineering seaweed, BT, spiders, but from algae and bacterial cellulose, we need from bigger strains for fungi, nitrogen fixation, parasol, and a lot of other more are some of the recent things about technology. Mycorrhiza fungi. There was a time Honorable Minister of Agriculture invited me to Abuja to come and have a dialogue with some stakeholders. What are we talking about? How can we solve it? Now, it has been stipulated that the whole world is going to be as to 9 billion. Agriculture is a main thing that we need to do. I saw a video recently where people were taking more fire. So it is high time now we work together and see how we can resolve that. What are the 4 major problems of our time? How do we achieve food security, dangerous climate changes, role of environmental, health challenges? We produce graduates. Where are those graduates going? So it is high time entrepreneurs come to play. Now in our lab, we have talked about RNA base, we have talked about lipid based technology, and a lot of other more. Now, not that the American government to mass produce them, and now they are the copy. You can get many of them now. Now, some of the ingredients that I've done as a scientist is copy of the herbicide that can help farmer to replace chemical herbicides. We have done that, we have patented that, and the product we have done the 18 and it has been tried around the 6 geopolitical region of the whole world. This is showing the homology that shows the ratedness of the strains that were used in Nigeria. We have documented some of the publications. We have also done the metabolism of the work, and we have published it. We have also mass produced it. Now we are scaling up in the industry to see that. We have also checked the environmental possibility and environmental accessibility of the product. Now we have been able to establish the biocompatibility. We have established the F status. We have shown that organisms responsible for biocycling are very important. We have shown the CO2 evolution, soil content, enzymatic panel, and enzyme. And this is some of the things we have used: solid state fermentation, submerged fermentation, and biophasing. And we have been able to give it to farmer that doesn't understand the PDA, farmer that doesn't understand nutrient data. We are using available local sorghum substrate. We are using to mass produce, and you can see it on the screen from some of my students what we have done. And not only that, we have moved on to see how we can increase the efficiency by producing raminolytics to enhance the biocompatibility and to waste in order not to allow it to waste. We have also gone up into the industrial level and chemistry to use in order to establish the structural compound responsible for biocidal activity. Now, what have we done? We have done the 8PLC, SCMS, proton NMR, carbon NMR. We have also done the dissociative enhancement potential transfer, the DEP 45, 91, and courses in order to establish the. So these are the active components present in the bio. Not only that, we have moved on to show the mass production of this in industrial level. We have also moved on to distinguish in the whole of Asia. You can see the celebration. So this is showing where we demonstrate the work, showing farmers. So it's very, very, very important. And you must also carry agri-economics extension. You must document patent. Carbon nanotube is another area that we have done in our research lab, where we have carbon nanotube. Now, presently I'm collaborating with the Chinese government and some institutions in China, where we now use carbon nanotube to increase carbon nano-encapsulation, crop protection, solvent, environment, antimicrobial agents, and a lot of other more. So now something got me fellowship in UK using keratinase enzyme to biodegrade keratin. During Christmas and Ilea, we always kill chicken and throw away the feeder. So we are now seeing how we can use keratin-based nanoparticles as dog liver. Now we use keratinase to produce fertilizer in order to produce a cheap alternative to farmer feed. Now it has constituted a lot of economic and ecological challenges. Now we are now using that. So these are some of the products. We even use mushroom to produce chicken, and you can see enzyme. This is where feather is being dumped. Now we have now used keratinase enzyme to biodegrade all this keratin to produce them. So you can see the mobilized enzymes some of my students are working on, and these are our chicken, and these are some of the results in pathological results. And this is showing where I was demonstrating how keratinase enzyme could biodegrade keratin in London, and some of the work we have done. And this is me after I've been awarded a fellow of the University of Biology. So mushroom also we have also done that, and we have established work on that. Not only that, there was a time I was able to produce bioactive components from keratinase for chitosan. Now, how do we do it? Chitin from crab was converted to chitosan. And from chitosan, we were able to combine it with a lot of combination, and it extended the shelf life of orange for 2 years. highly amazing. So you can see that technology have a lot of role to play. Now, that was what took me to Hebrew University in order to demonstrate the work and perfect the work. We have established and published the work in that region. And this is showing some of the pictures that were taken with the Vice Chancellor and some of the people that hosted me during my visit to Israel. So you can see biotechnology have a lot of role to play. Also, we have used biotechnology as an alternative to produce pharmaceutical drugs that can solve several diseases. So I was in Australia where we demonstrated how endophytic bacteria and fungi can also help to boost agriculture. And these are some of my PhD. Post-harvest is fine. Production is not our problem. Post-harvest is our problem. So biotechnology can help us to provide and extend the shelf life of food and vegetables. And also, in terms of microorganisms also, they can also help us. Now, biotechnology can also come in play to reduce the level. So on carbon nanotubes, which I've talked about, it can help us. Now, some of my PhD students are now producing biosensors that can detect when pests and disease want to invade the crop. So you can see a lot of other things. Now we need to carry farmer. Something along is very important. Another work interesting that make us to be feasible was the evolutionary and protein discovery from cassava mosaic virus, because cassava is one of the most stable food, but we have a lot of challenges of pests and disease. So we use computational techniques to detect some of these active things that can help us to mitigate some. So yield loss of cassava is around 1.9 to 2.7 billion annually. So we have been able to come up with a particular pesticide that can help us to mitigate this particular. Now we were able to combat and compare the biological process ontology, cellular ontology, and molecular ontology, and we have been able to establish that these biopesticides, and the work was done in several countries.
Please stop making noise. Stop making noise.
Uganda, and
We are through for the day. Just stop making noise.
Present in the cassava mosaic virus.
Your food, your drink are ready. Stop making noise. You are generating heat.
So Gate gave us an award. Supported this research, and it was supported. American Society for Ecology and Federation of European Microbiology also supported us. And we also work on Sakopo before 50. How it has a lot of work in agriculture, in environment, and industry. We have also established that. Also, US, Europe, African, Asian, Caribbean nano initiative also supported our work for us to produce some bioactive components that can penetrate into the cortical of plants. So without what do we can do? Now, many of us are going older now. It's high time we now see what we can use myself. In our environment, my company have been used to validate heavily polluted water, oil spillage, and a lot of other things. So circular economy is very important. So we needed biotechnology to do. Now, some of my PhD students have produced microorganisms that can utilize and convert plastic into waste. They are not, they can degrade plastic. Now we are now converting plastic into a lot of useful products. Now, the presentation I made in Malaysia, I talked about how we produce enzymes. We are now using enzyme for microorganisms to make block. Enzyme for microorganisms to make block. Now we use microorganisms to validate plastic. So a lot of other things like that. Now these are some of the results where we are using psychomobile in regulation of the other isolate. Be able to establish that regulation of psychomobile can help in bioremediation of heavily polluted environment, like heavy metal, oil spillage, and other. So these are some of the in terms of medicine, in terms of precision medicine, gen therapy, vaccine diagnosis, and other things. Biotechnology have a lot of role to play. Interestingly, I just want a grant from Norwegian Council of Science. And how do we do? We are now converting waste into wet. How we convert egg waste into human blood. Because allografts and often is a major problem. So in US alone, they spend 2.5 billion annually on all this. But with some of our technology, a lot of improvements are being done. And we have also patented it. You can see some of the results on the screen. And these are the patents that were approved by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Bola Tinubu. And now we are now going to mass production of it. Now, I want to challenge all of us today. Let's try and think about one innovation, one product that we are doing. Many of us are going to retirement. It is high time we begin to think of what am I going to do? What am I going to produce? This is a drug for my own professor, Professor J.K. Oloke. So you can Google more. And also, many of us have natural phytochemical and bioresources from plants. Let's use it. During COVID, many of us were going to resolve it up. So it's high time we come together. So plants, these are some of the work we have also done in using plants in resolving diabetics. But because of my time, I might not be able to go into it. I will release this paper so that we can use it and follow it up to resolve it. Also, some of our research group, we have been able to use biotechnology in the industry to solve a lot of talking about plastic, biodegradable detergents, fermentation, we are now producing a lot of energy through it. And I've been able to document a lot. In my lab now, we are now generating electricity using biotechnology, using agricultural waste. Some of my students are working perfectly on that. So this point to show how bacteria can gobble up from electricity. The mechanism I've been explained, when you see my lecture note, it will really So microbial first is one of the key things that we are doing. We are producing detergents now using microorganisms, bioplastic, and a lot of other. So we are not talking about circular economy for waste. Now, some of the important projects we just got from our lab is how we produce enzyme from gari industry. So because some of them have a high tolerance for the temperature, so we are now using the enzyme around this place, selling them. Sugarcane by gas, we are now turning sugarcane by gas into useful product like plate, spoon, and a lot of that using biotechnology. Now fertilizer, termites. Some of my PhD students are
Theater
now working
Catholica,
on how
get
they
ready.
can get some microbiome from the ingot of termites and how they can help to what do you categorize them into termicidal modes of action, so that RNA interface,
Theater Catholica, get ready.
endocrine
Get
disruption,
ready.
and a lot of other interesting things. So blue economy is another thing that we need to see. We have a lot of algae and Sparogera, nano and algae. I also think that it's eating and we are not using it to solve antifungal. They can serve as antimicrobial, anti-cancer, anti-fuel, and a lot of other things. Now, another interesting thing I would like to talk about is microbial surfactants that I have done in my work. Now, we have produced a lot of surfactants that can help to resolve a lot of problems because it can replace a lot of costly chemicals. A lot of chemicals. And the work actually gave me a recognition that we have done in abroad. So this is some of the pictures from some of my work. We have optimized, we have standardized, produce a paper, and we have even used it as an argument to enhance penetrability of pesticides into whether plant or crop. And we are produce a patent from that. Not that we produce also 4 textbooks from particular things, because whatever impact you are doing that cannot outlive you does not matter. So we need to document this. When I was invited by some educational sector in US to write some of this. So industry. Now, one thing I want us to take home is that until when industry, university, and research institute come together, nothing is going to talk. So talking about economy and talking about a lot of things, we need circular economy. Many nations are now moving from linear economy to circular economy. So we too need to do. What do we do? How can we achieve impact? International collaboration, demand-driven research, cultural dimension to research, impacting policy and practices.
State. So, by the grace of God, we have a distinguished keynote impact award to bestow on you. So we'll find a way to send your award across to you, sir. We so humbly honor you this day. Thank you so much for your time. We truly and deeply appreciate. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you. See you in September during our 48th Nigerian Society for Microbiology Conference holding at the Federal University, Minna, Niger State. Thank you so much, Prof. It's an honor to see you. A round of applause again for our distinguished professor. Thank you. Your Royal Majesty, you can agree with me that if knowledge were currency, we would all live here as billionaires because we have all been fed. So a round of applause to the organizing committee of this conference. We invite, to spice up the occasion or the event, we'll invite the Theater Cattolica to give us a brief entertainment, the drama group of the Catholic Church in the university, they will give us an entertainment to spice up the moment.
School.
thank you, Your Royal Majesty. These are talented students. Most of them are in various departments, medicine and surgery, pharmacy, nothing at all, what have you. So, but they are full of talents. And they have made their energetic display here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Data Catholica. We are proud of you again. Please, there's something I want you to do. Great Nigerian students! Greatest Nigerian students! Greatest Bobo! Greatest Baba! Greatest Mo! I want every student, teacher, are you hearing me? Stand up where you are and dance for the Iwe Zokoko of Oba. Standing where you are. Fire, fire, fire. Begin to fire, DJ. Correct dance. Where you are, keep standing.
MCB NAMS president, take notes. All our PG students that are here, you are going to be entertained together with our staff at the architecture building, Department of Architecture. All the undergraduate students, our students from 100 level, 200, 300, 400, please stay back here. All of you will have your lunch here. Yes, don't leave. If you leave, there will be no lunch for you. So stay here while they bring lunch here. Dr. Chukwuemeka of Biochemistry Department is bringing your lunch here, all of you, so don't go. I want to sincerely thank everybody for being here. Yeah, it's been an honor to serve as the faculty orator during this 4th International Hybrid Conference. I appreciate all of us, especially our distinguished Vice Chancellor, who was represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Uli Affairs and Development, Professor. Please call my Dean. Gallant is here. Please, the Dean of Natural Sciences, we want to see you. Professor Onyema Ilo, Dean, Faculty of Physical Sciences is here. My prof, please, sit. Nolana normally oche. Oche the white. Igbo white. Nolana nezibo oche Galatico. Yes. We skip this earlier because we were trying to beat protocols. But here he is. We will be giving an award to Professor Azubike Sonny Nwankwo, Professor of Marketing and Entrepreneurship, ably represented by our own Professor Onyema Emmanuel Ilo, the Dean of the Faculty of Physical Sciences. Our Dean, Professor I.A. Simbacho, please come inside. Please come inside. Let's round up. My prof, I am waiting for you, the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences. I know time is against us. We did not really plan to be here at this moment. I think it's past 4. If not, Professor Gallant. Okay. Okay, after 3. Mban time kai work on. Onya ka na onya ku na me. Students or gini. Don't worry. You know, I told us earlier, I said, normally, they used to give you gala and this, but today you will not take gala. Yes, relax. I said so. We will not give you gala. We will give you rice. Rice etinye lano. Kunu geli. Oto gono no.
Rice.
Oh. So please exercise a bit of pressure. We are going far. Yes. Some of us will go to Oka. So even if we leave here by 4:30, we'll still go back to Oka. But here you are. If you jump, you get to your lodge. So please be patient with us. We are your people. Oh. Don't use because we are here doing conference. You are not talking to us anyhow. I get work in a classroom. So, bachalokwa nyunu. Ikwu na mfe. Bikonu. Please, somebody should call the dean for me. We have the last award to give. Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Mbachu. Please come inside. Your fellow dean is waiting here. Biko. I believe I told us earlier that we'll do some small quiz. We'll have cash prizes. I have been giving some cash to give to students that will answer questions. Yes. I don't know if we are ready. We'll do that now. If you are ready to answer question, signify by raising your hand. Yes, if you are ready, we'll just ask you a question. You have a cash prize. I know the cash prize can get you lunch. Yes. It might not be at Amanda's or Mr. Ben, but it will definitely get you lunch. Now, my first question, if you are listening, don't use your phone because you are going to come out Once I ask this question, we have sustainable development goals. I need somebody, don't press phone. No. Ngwa, raise your hands. If you want to answer question, raise your hand. If you want to answer question, raise your hand. All right, please come. Let's do something here. The teacher and AI. We will land you money now. Kid, okay? Who wants to answer question? You're welcome. All right. Are you the only person? Please come here. Okay. If he's the only person here, please come forward. We have another candidate. Please come forward. I want to utilize all the money given to me. I don't want to go home with it. Kachi, please call our dean, Professor Mbachu. She's outside. Call her to come here. All right, we have 3 candidates only. Okay, 4. We're not taking any other candidates. All right. Thank you. Please, come here, come here. Each correct answer will go with a cash prize. Yes. Who can give me the 11th Sustainable Development Goal? I told us earlier, I gave you a tip before, right? To prepare about SDG, Sustainable Development what? Goals. So, do you know of any Sustainable Development Goals? Okay. Do you know 11th one? Which one do you know? Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone? Which one do you know? What is the second? The second Sustainable Development Goal. Please go ahead.
The second Sustainable Development Goal says good health. I don't know the remaining ones.
Okay. She said good health, but that's not complete. Yeah, but you tried. So instead of giving you the full price, I will give you half. Yes. But the second one is good health and well-being of all. Good health and what? Well-being of all. So, this is your gift price. Supposed to have been 1,500. But take 500.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. You can go. You can go. Okay. Can you answer more? Okay, stay. All right. Our dean is here. Please stay here. Let's round up with this. Okay. Okay. All right. Our dean, Professor Azubike Soniwankwo, Professor of Marketing and Entrepreneur, we invited for the conference. Saint Professor Emmanuel Onye Mailo. So we are going to hand over his award. Please shift a bit. Yes.
Titan of Marketing and Entrepreneurship Award for Scholarly Excellence. Presented to Professor Azubike Sonny Nwankwo, Nigerian Defense Academy, in recognition of your immense contributions to marketing and entrepreneurship discourse. On this day, 13th May 2026, congratulations.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. All right, we'll continue with our little quiz. We're ending now. In the next 3 minutes, we'll end this, okay? Yeah. Who among you can tell me the full name of the Director General of UN, United Nations? You know, I told us about this now. As students, I mentioned sustainable development goals. Una no one win money. Eh? Director General of United Nations. Very simple. Eh? Okay, you think I'll ask you, who is your HOD? You have 1,500 naira to go home with.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am serious. 1,500. Each correct question. If you answer 3, 4,500. Mr. Ben is 1,800. Yes. So, hello, man. I think we have tried. I will answer the question. Please, all students should be seated. Your food is here. Don't rush it. Do like gentlemen and ladies. Just small, small. You will take your rice and meat and go. Don't rush these things, please. Gentle. Please. President, BCH. Don't give one person twice. Whether your bestie, your lodgemate, your departmental, whatever. One food for one person. Wait for me outside. I will give you 500 for coming. Oh, it should have been 115, but hello, man. Huh? All right. I think my dean, man, we have really come a long way. Our technical section would take place at the Department of Architecture, right? Okay. It has been an engaging moment, a very electrifying moment that we all are proud of. We have all been fed. Scholars, scientists, researchers have all shared with us from their wealth of experience. And one thing is sure, we are not going to leave here empty-handed. So once we are leaving here, we will leave here more intellectually balanced than we came here. We have heard a lot, and it is my honor and privilege to be here today to serve as your orator at this 4th International Hybrid Conference. I want to thank every one of us, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Kate Azuka Omenua, FNIPR, ably represented by Professor Sylvia Okonkwo. I want to thank the chairman of the occasion, His Royal Majesty Igwe Engineer Augustine Emelobe, a first-class engineer. So you can be anything you want to be. Biochemistry, microbiology, biological sciences. You can make a first class and see becoming Funke Akindele or what have you want to be. Yes. I want to thank other distinguished guest speakers, especially our keynote speaker, Professor Charles Oluwaseun Adetunji. I want to thank Engineer Chinwike Iluno, who came here live. I want to also thank Professor Ashok Pandey, who tried to connect with us from France. Unfortunately, he was not able to deliver his lectures. Hopefully by tomorrow, we'll reconnect him again. I thank all of you, the LOC chairperson, Professor Chinyelu Nkiru Umako. I thank other professors of the faculty, especially our dean, Professor I.A.C. Mbacho, who is still here with us. I thank Professor K.N. Ibemenoga of the Department of Biological Sciences, who is still here at this time. Prof, thank you so much for being here. Others have left, but you are still here. Kampe, I truly appreciate you, ma. I thank my colleagues from the ICT, Mr. Martins, Mr. Joshua. Thank our technical crew from Ibariam, Thank you, sir, for coming. Greet Dr. Harrison Madubreze for us. I thank the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Lands and Physical Planning, Mrs. Nkiru Mokwe, who was represented by Dr. Okoye Abraham, Acting Director Admins of the ministry. I also thank the Mayor of Ihiala Local Government Area, who was represented also by the Chief of Staff to the local governments. And you, our dear students who are still here at this time, you are the reason why we are here. And I thank you most profoundly for coming. Thank you for being patient with us. Thank you for making noise as you are making now. Thank you for waiting to eat your food. Thank you for paying for the conference. Your food is still coming. I promise you, I said, wait, don't go. You will eat. Just wait. Okay? So thank you so much. And may God bless all of us. We'll come back here again tomorrow to continue the conference tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And may God bless all of us in Jesus' name. In closing prayer of this moment, may I call on Professor K.N. Ibemenuga of the Department of Biological Sciences to please lead us in the closing prayer. Remember, our technical section continues at the Department of Architecture. Prof. Ma, thank you so much for coming. COOU crew, COOU News, are you still here? Closing prayer by Professor K.N. Ibemenuga. Thank you, Prof.
Let us pray. In Jesus' name, our God and our Father, we are grateful unto you for this wonderful conference you have given to us. We thank you, O God, because you took the lead. We thank you for thus far you have led us. Our prayer, O God, is that you continue to lead us and see us successfully through these and other mercies we pray thee for, through Jesus Christ our Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, Prof.
Music, 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 dance, dance. Please don't litter our hall.